We are a tool-making animal. As Marshall McLuhan famously said, we build the tools, and then the tools build us.
It literally is a point now where I think we have created tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works. That is truly where we are.
What used to be the size of this arena 40 years ago, that $60 million mainframe supercomputer that you needed special permission to get access to, has shrunk down to a device that fits in your pocket. That's exponential change. But of course, your linear brain kicks in right away and you're like, oh, no, it'll never happen. But it's already been happening. Look how far we've come. Look how fast we've gotten here. Pretty amazing, pretty discombobulating to really assume the implications of that change.
It literally is a point now where I think we have created tools that are ripping apart the social fabric of how society works.
We're all going to be supermen living inside of Matrix-like environments, but it's not going to be a prison. It's going to be our ultimate liberation. We will be the gods that we have invented. We will be the gods that we have invented. So this next singularity, empowered by the convergence of exponentially emerging technologies like biotechnology, which is manipulating the information processes of biology, nanotechnology, which is to manipulate matter at the level of the atom and insert computation into matter, and AI, which is to create non-biological intelligence that's not subject to the limitation of the human brain. The converging forces of those three things are sending us towards what seems to be another singularity, as big in scale as the invention of language was. You see, information technology is progressing so rapidly, and it's bootstrapping on its own complexity in an exponential way. It's the reason that there's 1 billion times more computation in our smartphones today than there were in $60 million supercomputers that were half a building 40 years ago. Computation is going to be occurring on scales that can be fit inside our bodies. I mean, we're talking about molecular-sized computers writing software for our minds and bodies.
Introducing the new Apple iPerson Complete with multi-touch and volume control. Doesn't it feel good to touch? Doesn't it feel good to touch? Doesn't it feel good to touch? My world is so digital that I have forgotten what that feels like. It used to be hard to connect when friends formed cliques, but it's even more difficult to connect now that cliques form friends. But who am I to judge? I face Facebook more than books face me, hoping to book face-to-faces. I update my status, 420 space to prove I'm still breathing. Failure to do this daily means my whole web-wide world will forget that I exist. But with 3,000 friends online, only 5 I can count in real life. Why wouldn't I spend more time in the world where there are more people that like me? Wouldn't you? Here, it doesn't matter if I'm an amateur person as long as I have a profile. My smile is 50% genuine and 50% genuine HD. You would need Blu-rays to read the whites of my teeth, but I'm not that focused. 10 tabs open, hoping my problems can be resolved, but a 1600 by 1700 revolution. This is a problem with this evolution. Doubled over, we used to sit in treetops till we swung down to stand upright and someone slipped a disc. Now we're doubled over at desktops. From the Garden of Eden to the branches of Macintosh, apple picking has always come at a great cost. iPod, iMac, iPhone, iChat, I can do all of these things without making eye contact. We used to sprint to pick and store blackberries. Now we run to the Sprint store to pick blackberries. It's scary. I can't hear the sound of Mother Nature speaking over all that tweeting, and along with it is our ability to feel as it's fleeting. You would think these headphone jacks inject in the flesh the way we connect the disconnect power on, so we are powerless. They got us love drugged like e-pills, so we e-trade, email, emotion like e-commerce, because now money can buy love for $9.95 a month. Click to proceed to checkout. Click to X out where our hearts once were. Click, I've uploaded this hug, I hope she gets it. Click, I'm making love to my wife, I hope she's logged in. Click, I'm holding my daughter over a Skype conference call while she's crying in the crib in the next room. Click, so when my phone goes off on my hip, I touch and I touch and I touch, because in a world where there are voices that are only read and laughter is never heard, I'm so desperate to feel that I hope the technology can reverse the universe until the screen can touch me back. And maybe it will when our technology is advanced enough to make us human again.
Godless globalization into a one-world nation is being achieved through the manipulation of carnal temptations by corporations unwittingly constructing a world to the devil's exact configuration. But little did they know of his aspiration for mass spiritual annihilation by promising worldly success while destroying their final destination. I ask, who will we blame when it was all built upon our choice regardless of his manipulation?
Goal of the scheme: to enslave hearts of men. Enslaved to construct the evolution of men, and to play out a plan laid down by those who descend. Misguiding misguided souls to be one once again. A rat race to the next root race, a singularity of men. Connecting minds of mankind combined equate to the evolution of men. But in the end it's deception by the great deceiver of men, who aims not elevation but for our souls to descend. To be enslaved to the lower self, upon our flesh we depend. Turning man into parasite, consuming our planet to its end. Through injection of materialism into minds to enslave hearts of men. We were fooled like this before, and we are being fooled like this again. We were all the soul of one man before being scattered to souls of men, to be placed inside our bodies throughout time until the end. And now as the souls of man descend, we are coming closer to the end. And as we come closer to the end, I pray before then I come to comprehend.
I read a theory once that the human intellect was like peacock feathers, just an extravagant display intended to attract a mate. All of art, literature, Beethoven, Mozart, William Shakespeare, Michelangelo, and the Empire State Building. Just an elaborate mating ritual. Maybe it doesn't matter that we have accomplished so much for the basest of reasons. But of course, the peacock can barely fly. It lives in the dirt, pecking insects out of the muck, consoling itself with its great